We are being bombarded and we're being hoodwinked with additives, with pesticides, with preservatives, with herbicides, and a lot of it we don't even know about. I want people to be responsible for their own health. Because what you do every day is going to be determined on what your health is like in 5-10 years' time.
So haere mai from my heart place to your heart place, Dr. Gail Pearson. Welcome to Heart Place Hospital Podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yay! Gail, you're a New Zealand trained specialist doctor with nearly 30 years of experience as an anaesthetist in Auckland, retiring from practice in 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. So throughout your career, you've observed an increasing number of patients struggling with chronic conditions that modern medicine could only manage with medications, often without addressing the root causes. This experience deepened your interest in natural approaches to health. And in 2019, you discovered Nutrigenomics, a field you believed is the future of medicine. It focuses on how nutrition impacts gene expression, offering a science-backed way to support the body's natural healing abilities and promote wellness from the inside out. Today, you live on a 40-acre property in the far north with your partner Andrew, 2 dogs, 15 cattle, and your passion for natural health continues to drive your work in educating and guiding others toward life-changing health solutions. And today on the Heart Place Hospital podcast, we're going to attempt to talk about the science of nutrigenomics and how to nutritionally support the body to function optimally. So welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here. Before I start, I might be a doctor, but I think that people need to know about what the fundamental 6 doctors of life are. And they are actually personally controllable. So let's look at food. Food can be a poison or it can be a medicine. And not many people understand that food is what drives your body. Food provides the nutrients that you need to get your enzymes, to get your proteins, and to get the body functioning optimally. Exercise, you need to get the body moving. Why? Because you need to get oxygenation or oxygen, which feeds all of your organs to every single part of your body. Exercise. Sleep is when your body rejuvenates. It's when the cells actually start to say, okay, well, let's just repair, let's rejuvenate and repair. So sleep is also important, and they're all personally controllable. Then we've got things like that are in your environment. Sunlight, the beautiful days we've been blessed with at the moment, just getting out in the sun, and the moonlight, I might add as well, getting out in that moon, it's just been fantastic. Fresh air and clean water. And a lot of people don't realize, when you turn the tap, you've actually got to trace back where that water has come from and how it's come to you. And you've got to start thinking about, is that pure? Is that clean? Because we want to nourish the body with as cleaner products as possible. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, these days, we are being bombarded and we're being hoodwinked with additives, with pesticides, with preservatives, with herbicides, and a lot of it we don't even know about. And that's why I saw, and when I was practicing anesthesia, all of these people who would come in with these medical conditions, that they were on rafts of medications, but they weren't healthy. Okay, they're not healthy. So, they're on the medication, so why aren't they healthy? It's because as you age, the body's processes start to decline. They don't work as well. And you know that. You know that if you fall over when you're 10 and you fall over when you're 60, it's quite a different, same fall, quite a different outcome. And the rejuvenation is not the same. So all of your body's processes decline as you age. So what made me so passionate was when I found nutrigenomics, nutrition affecting your genome. Now, for those people who aren't quite aware, your genome is just your genes, and your genes make up your DNA. Mm-hmm. Now, your DNA isn't fixed. Yeah, sure, I've got dark hair and I've got green eyes, but it's all about genetic expression and how you express your genes. It's sort of like if you've got a piano, you give piano to someone who's never played before, and it's terrible. They can't play it, but you give it to a maestro and they can play it beautifully. Same thing, but different expression, and it's exactly the same as your DNA. By doing those 6 doctors, you can express your DNA quite differently, and you can live a life quite differently. You can age backwards, and that's what we're all about. We want to age well. We want to have a great health span. It's not just about lifespan, it's about health span.
Yeah.
Want to live a healthy, vital life. And so the 7th doctor is what I call NRF2 activation. And you might say, well, never heard of that. Yeah, absolutely. And you know that what we're doing with that NRF2 activation is reducing oxidative stress. Now, oxidative stress is just an imbalance. It's an imbalance of oxygen-free radicals, which your body can deal with when you're young, but it can't deal with it when you get older. And so what that little yellow tablet does is reduces your oxidative stress in every single person, no matter what your age is, by 40% in 30 days. And, tell me, did you see a difference?
Yeah, I did. And it was totally soul-led, as you know. And yeah, for me, I went some really significant changes. I felt like I wanted to increase my exercise, but I just couldn't get the oomph to actually take the action. I was exercising, but I wanted to increase it, and that's what it gave me. It gave me that. It gave me longer, deeper sleep, and it also reduced my menopausal symptoms, so of night sweats, of hot flushes. Haven't had a hot flush since, and the intermittent kind of anxiety that you get when your hormones are shifting and changing. So yeah, so really significant benefits. Like a
And
big
that's
difference.
why I do this. I want to help people. I want to help the women who are in that perimenopause who are just struggling. And this is not a supplement, even though it's made of natural substances. Turmeric. Everyone's had turmeric supplements. Didn't do a job for me. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Green tea, which we know is a great antioxidant, ashwagandha and bacopa, which are great for mental clarity, hormonal balance, and milk thistle, which is great for liver cleansing and detoxification. So what they did, and this tablet has been around since 2003, would you believe it? So it was instrumental in the activation arena. So it's not supplementing, it's activating your own body's processes to produce your own antioxidant enzymes. So that's actually quite a different sort of paradigm shift and an idea for people to understand. You're not taking antioxidants, you're actually making your own. So this nutrition is supporting your body to do what it knows how to do. We know that the bodies have got the most incredible healing ability. We know that.
Yeah.
You've got to give them that support.
Yeah. And I love this because, and we've done a podcast with, she's a nurse in New Zealand who does Nutrigenomics. So I've done mine, so sent my DNA. So I've absolutely got my blueprint of my expressions, of my DNA, and I know what nutritional food I need to support those areas. And I know kind of like areas that I have a high expression and in areas that I have a lower expression, so that I need to support. And so this is a great synergy to what I'm already learning and understanding and celebrating about myself. And the beauty thing is that you don't have to go through all that, but that's up to my mastery of myself, because the synergy that they've put in here is it's magic.
Well, the guy who actually put that synergy together was the person who found an enzyme, an antioxidant enzyme that you produce in yourself. It's called superoxide dismutase. He found that in 1969. He was a scientist that discovered that enzyme. And it took him till the late 2000s before 1999, before he could find what the pathway, how to stimulate that enzyme to be produced.
Right.
So he got the enzyme, he got the pathway, and then it was 2003 before he got the combo that would stimulate that pathway, that would stimulate that antioxidant enzyme, as well as glutathione as well, increased 300%. And everyone knows that glutathione is a master antioxidant. Now, it's interesting you talk about the genes, because that's what really did it for me. I'm a scientist and I love scientific papers. And what I saw with this product is that they had independent, which means it's not company driven. product specific, which means it's not the ingredients, it's actually the combo, published and peer reviewed. They had over 27, and I read them all because I was actually, I had an operation and I had nothing to do, so I read these papers. And what did it for me was that they could quantify every single gene that how it affected it. So the good genes were upregulated and by how much they were upregulated, and the genes that weren't so good in specific disease states is how much they were downregulated. So when I saw that, I said, light bulb, this is medicine of the future. This is what we have to do to be able to live our healthy lives. We have to get our DNA to express the best it possibly can be. And you're also on the liquid collagen as well, which is just not only take it, it stimulates the enzymes and the genes that make collagen in all of your cells of your body, where you've got collagen.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting? That these things have been discovered so long ago, and been kept secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just kind of bring that up because, often people are still of the mindset of, well, the doctor said and things like this. But these have actually been, this information and these studies and this research and this knowing has been around for a long, long, long time. This is like, I refuse to use the word alternative medicine. I prefer to use natural medicine or original medicine, and that's what we're coming up against. And it's so cool that both of us from Medicine Woman are actually speaking up and saying, hey, we actually aren't designed to have things cut out of us and scraped off us.
No.
Actually designed to actually regenerate. Exactly. And now we've got not only we've got the products, we've got the science, we've got the research, we've got the we've got the lived experience to back it all up.
And that's what I love is now that we've got that validation, and you had so many people say, "Oh, it's woo woo,"
Yeah.
I do need the scientific validation because that even though in my heart I knew that this was medicine of the future. I knew that this is what we had to do. And that was in 2019. So, COVID came and all of a sudden, I was mandated out of my profession. So this just took over. And now I help people with their health. And it's about health. It's not about illness, it's about health. And when I see people who are on huge numbers of medications and then they start a natural product, which has been around for a long time and gets to the root cause of what's actually, be it oxidative stress, be it mitochondrial dysfunction, be it decrease in NAD, we have got products now that have been scientifically validated to be able to address those root causes. And that's what I find exciting. And then all of a sudden you see the results and I think, come on, people, we just need to get this out there. We need to tell everybody that there are other ways that we can do this.
Yeah. And again, another example of mine was we also work with Kerry Dale, who does bioresonance. So she's able to actually give us a diagnosis through our frequency testing, so we don't have to go through an MRI or waiting on a wait list or anything like this. And so before I started, I had fatty liver disease, which I was not happy about because I know the function of the liver, it's pivotal. And then since taking this product, I've reversed that fatty liver disease. And so that means I just got the confidence now that I'm actually processing my hormones and everything that I need to process through a really functioning liver. So, and I just sort of bring that up because I know a lot of women in my generation are perimenopausal, menopausal, and their only choice that they've been offering is like an HRT patch, which of course is, once again, it's a symptom, it's a band-aid, it's a symptom supporter. It's actually not getting to the root cause, but it's also making our liver work hard as well. So we're actually we're not really getting a net worth out of the symptom controlling.
And it's interesting you talk about fatty liver because I did a lot of gallbladder surgery, and I had noticed over the years the incidence of fatty liver, especially in women, had climbed enormously. And these weren't fat ladies, they were not obese. But you
Mm,
take it, that you'd look at the liver and say, oh, well, that doesn't quite look normal. And you'd take a sample and they'd look under the microscope, fatty liver. And
mm,
then what did they have to offer these people? They just said, oh, well, decrease the fat in your diet. That's not what it's all about. It's
no,
about the fact that the liver is your biggest detoxification organ and it is being overwhelmed and underrun. And so what we've got to do is we've got to get to the process of that detoxification pathways to take the stress off the liver so it can do its work and it doesn't accumulate fat, that it
mm.
processes the glucose and stores it properly for when you need it.
Yeah, beautiful. And I mean that was me. Like I don't drink alcohol or coffee, and that's what was showing up for me. And so and this is what I love about Heart Place Hospital. We're creating healing round table for people so that they can actually understand and celebrate their body. They can be the sovereign being of themselves.
Yeah.
So for me, and I because I because I founded it, I'm kind of like I have to walk the talk. So I worked with Kerry. I've looked at what happening on the inside, even though I could see what was happening on the outside. I've worked with Aubrey and looked at my blueprint, and now working with you and activating what's needing to be activated, and just the shift in my frequency. Then this enables me to do my work, what I'm here to do, my purpose work. And
Absolutely, and you can't heal other people unless you're healing yourself. And,
yeah,
and to me, it's been a journey of healing as well. And I love the summer, and we've had beautiful weather.
mm,
But Andrew said to me this morning, he said, "Well, what's Kerry all about? What's Jackie all about?" And I said, "Well, she heals the healers."
yeah,
It heals the healers because the healers are the ones that need that support, who are so busy giving to everybody else that they need to have something in them. And this is what these can do. It's a support. I have seen so many people with lives turned around, whether like you, they wanted to exercise more, they decided they wanted to eat healthy, they've left relationships, they've left jobs, and but you know why? It's because they feel better about themselves and they
yeah,
feel the confidence to do what is best for their soul good.
mhm,
And,
yeah,
and when you run from your soul, and that's what these products are giving you the opportunity to do, is they're letting your expression come out
mm,
because it's you, it's individual you.
yeah. And that's I did a podcast this week as well around human design, and I just think it's so fundamental to creating a sustainable health system if we are actually living as we're humanly designed, if we are listening to those pain messages and finding our purpose and walking in our soul-led journey. Then we find we're not manifesting dis-ease. We're not manifesting, relationships or work environments that are toxic. And therefore we're like you said, we're living in our full expression. And everything can only but flow within us and around us.
And it's interesting you say that because, that's like medicine. It's a, band-aid fix. And
Yeah,
same as if you do that emotionally. If you bury it and you say, well, actually, I'm fine,
yeah,
I call it, excuse the expression, but sugar-coated shit, because you can't actually make something nice if the base of it is actually you need to process that and you need to go through that trauma and that pain in order to do the healing. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. And interestingly, with when you activate your own cells to do the work, what we often find is that people get a major detoxification to start off with. So they feel really unwell. They can get a detoxification reaction, like they feel fluey, they get gut ache, they get diarrhea, they might get headaches. But that's all of the toxins coming to the surface so they can just be washed out completely. And they've got to understand that process because it took them a long time to get those cells dirty and gunked up. And it's like when you do spring clean your house, it's not going to stay clean forever. You've got to maintain that
yeah.
cleanness. And
Nice.
that's what the NRF2 activation is doing. It's cleaning out the cells, then it's activating those cells to be on guard if you are exposed to any other stressors that your body says, hey, hang on a minute, this is not normal for us. We need to get in, and we need to get in now.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, well, that's sounds amazing, and sounds like you're doing great work, and probably, I don't know, probably see more of a difference than you did in those 30, 30 years in the theatre.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, being an anaesthetist, you can give the same drugs and do the same technique to people, but you can have different outcomes. And I was always interested because, you look at what the nurses would say in the recovery room and the wards, and they would say to me, Gail, you do the same as what this other person did, but your patients are always better. What are you doing differently?
Yeah.
And what I do, and it's subtle things because you're actually healing. And so you can have healing within medicine as well, but it is not easy. It's just simple things like the touch, when you're putting in an IV, you touch them and you stroke them to make sure that that's all okay. Little things like that, empathizing with them, looking for their point of pain, looking for their points of fear and working with that rather than against it. And rather than coming from an ego to say, well, this is what I do. And, I really try to involve people. And it's the same as this. I want people to be responsible for their own health. Because what you do every day is going to be determined on what your health is like in 5-10 years' time.
Yeah.
It's not up to what I say. I'm only giving you a guideline. I say to people, you have to do the work. I'm not here. And that's what, in the past, it was doctors, I say this, you do that. And it never worked because it was that patriarchal sort of system. And I've always been inclusive and tried to get people involved in what they're doing and then just sit back and watch. It's like toddler training. You give them the little bit and then you just let them fly. And what I love is when they actually get to it and you're running. It's that part.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, well, this sounds so cool. And I know, like, if this is interesting anyone, they can reach out to your eye to find out how they can give this a whirl. And that's easy. We're totally available for that. And so yeah, I just wondered if there's anything else you want to share from your heart place with our listeners, and how people can find you.
Oh, look, I am so happy, Jackie, that we have connected.
Yeah.
Because, when you open up your heart, people just come rushing in. And I saw that when I came to visit you, and I saw what you've established and what you're actually doing. And I am just so in awe of your dedication to the cause, and it's needed. And, it makes my heart burst to see what you're doing. So, yeah, look, I'm available. I can do personal consults. I just work with whatever people want to do. So I have a website which is called newlight.earth, www.newlight.earth, or just give Jackie a message and she can give you my details, or I might come to Mangawhai and we can do a little session.
I think we'll do that. I think that's on the cards. Yeah. I love a good collaboration.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm dying to come back. Absolutely.
Yeah, come back to the magic. Yeah. Sounds great. Oh, thank you so much, Gail, and we'll see you soon.